If I send it to your email, you can bring it up.
Oh, wow.
Mike, can you hear us?
I heard you just then. I just said.
Yeah, I got you. Perfect, thank you.
There you go.
Just got a couple minutes and we'll get started.
I know.
Okay, that's what we're all done here.
When I was in the corner, I tuned in, but it was acting up. You know, so I don't know now if it, came out, if you got the whole thing or not. I tried.
Are you
They actually woke me up, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's okay. Maybe I probably not sure. Thank you.
It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Me and Tom goes. Awesome today. Fresh for next week. Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I was really impressed with that. It's like, look at this, man.
Excited.
She got paperwork, that's cool. Yeah, it's a good time, man. Enjoy it. The 4 years go so fast. Enjoy the hell out of it. You know? Grab every little tiny moment.
I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if that starts again.
Ready?
7 o'clock.
Yep. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam President, at the outset of the meeting would be proper to announce under the Sunshine Law that council met. Council met in executive session at 6:30 tonight to discuss labor negotiations with our highway workers union. So that was the purpose for the executive session.
All right, thank you. Does anyone have any objections if we amend the agenda to allow our ParkMobile presentation to be first of the evening? Any objections? Okay. All right, we're ready.
That's my cue. Well, good evening,
Okay.
everybody. Tom, do you want to start? Or you
We
want
have
me
a
to?
presentation from ParkMobile. It's a company we've been working for the parking program for Clifton Heights Borough. You'll see, and he'll be discussing, we've initially asked him to give us a presentation for the whole system. We're really focusing on the parking lots right now, which would be, off of Baltimore Pike, down on Glenwood Avenue and Revenue, and then move in later on to the street parking, working with the businesses. He's comes with a wealth of experience. I believe Radner's looking at him right now as well. So, Mike, is Mike on? Mike?
Yep.
Floor's yours, buddy.
Well, very good. Well, just to kind of follow up on the Radner comment, they actually are projected to go live on April 1st. So they are actually on board already. So it was a good experience with them. So real quick, my name is Mike Deletto. I am the regional sales manager for ParkMobile. I've been up to Clifton Heights a few times to talk, and just kind of share some information. So now we're at the point. Just to kind of follow up on the Radner comment, they actually are projected to go live on April.
We're picking up double.
Is he watching it on YouTube?
He has to come in on YouTube, right? So I guess.
Yeah, so there's a delay, huh?
Yeah, we had it today, so how do we do it? Go ahead.
So there's a little bit of a delay, so do I
Yeah,
need
getting a
to?
delay, Mike. I don't know if you've experienced that before on your end.
No, I haven't. So it might, I'm gonna try and work through it. I apologize. You might hear me twice. But anyway, so again, ParkMobile, just want to go over the program with you, break down the ins and outs, and then take some questions if you have them at the end. So there's a little bit of a delay, so.
Hold on, man. I think I did the answer.
This this is a little odd for me because I can hear myself coming back through. Company overview: we are the most popular mobile app on the market. We're ranked in the top 3 in navigation, parking, and mobile apps on all the app stores online. And here's some stats: 55 million plus users, 12 million monthly transactions. You see the numbers there for the municipalities. 50 of the top cities, 25 airports, 150 plus universities. What I do like about the screen the most, let me go back to it if I can. I'm sorry about that. What I like about the screen the most is the very bottom line there. It says 25% of users engage with the app as they travel across markets. And why that's important is because you'll see down the line where we are locally to you and how that can help with the transfer and the adhesiveness between municipalities. This screen right here shows you what it looks like for the customer on both zone parking, which is your on-demand parking. You pull in a space, you start a parking transaction, you go in, you do your business, whether that's a store or whatever the case may be. You visit a friend and you leave. We also offer reservations if that's something the municipality would want, where you can prepay to park. If you have an event in town, a parade, a festival, whatever the case may be. One of the examples I used last time I was there, if the Eagles ever win the Super Bowl again, you want to have a parade in town, you can sell some prepaid parking. Some of the other features on this page that we can talk about are the Find My Car.
Mike, can you please go back 2 slides?
Sure, absolutely.
I think we addressed
We
the
got
echo.
ahead of you.
There we go.
We here?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, so again, 55 million users nationwide, 12 million monthly transactions. You can see the rest of the numbers up there. Again, my favorite thing on this slide is the very bottom of it there, where it says 25% of users engage with the app as they travel across different markets. And the reason that is because the adhesiveness between communities. And when I go a couple slides down, I'll show you what that means locally for you guys there in Clifton Heights. Customer journey, again, so Find My Car is probably my favorite feature on this, but we offer zone parking and reservations. The zone parking is your basic, you pull into a spot, you pay to park, you leave a few hours later. Your reservations, if, again, the example, Eagles win the Super Bowl, you want to have a party in town, you want to prepay parking spaces in one of those lots, you can absolutely do that as well. You get notifications through your app. You can, have account history if you need to keep track of all your receipts, things like that. If you're parking for business, You can get all that, your customer support through the app. And one of the greatest options is you can extend time. So now, if you're paying with meters or whatever the case may be, you have to run back to the meter, put another quarter in. Now, if you're sitting at a restaurant, you're sitting at, anywhere at a friend's house, you can extend your time right from your phone. Right from where you are, you can extend up to 1 or 2 times based on what the municipality wants, and you don't have to go rushing back to where you are. Any questions on this page? So we're going to dive in a little deeper. Okay. So this is what it would look like for you as far as the customer experience. So on the second phone to the left, you see the black checks on the screen. We're a map-based interface that will basically automatically pull up your parking zones. When you pull into one of those zones, it's going to know you're in that zone through geofencing, geotabbing. You get a choose your parking time. You get to move on to confirm your information, and then you have a running clock. The very last phone on the screen there is a running clock. So it tells you how much time you have left, the ability to extend your time from there. If you have to if you don't remember where you parked, you want to find your car, you can do it from there as well. This is your zone parking transaction. You're very basic. You pull in, you stay for a couple hours, you leave. Okay. The next screen is your reservations. Same thing. On the very left, you have the map-based interface with the black and white checks as your parking availability, and the blue check is your event location. And then you go through the detailed description of the location that you're parking, reserve, you pay, you have your credentials to get in. So now that QR code can be used either if you have a gated equipment that can scan that, or if you have an attendant, they can check that for validation. And then directions, turn-by-turn directions to the lot. Now, you don't have to have reservations. It's an option that we include, but you do not need to use it at all. It's just something that's included in the program. Okay. Contactless payment. So obviously you can pay by the app. If somebody doesn't want to download the app on their phone, they can pay by text and they can pay by web. Pay by text, they would text the number and it would bring them to a website landing page where they could just create their transaction right on the web page. Pay by web, they want to skip the text, just go right to the web page itself, put in your zone number and make your transaction right through there as well. You will get a receipt for both of those transactions. However, you won't be able to track history on that because it's not through the app. Okay. I know I'm going kind of fast. That makes if you have any questions, just stop me, okay? So you'll see an example of our signs there on the left. So our signs come with a 1-800 number on there and then a ParkMobile support website. The 877 number on there is actually so you can call and make a payment if you'd like, or call and talk to an individual and get some help. If you don't have a smartphone, you don't have internet access, you don't have the ability to text, you can just use your flip phone and call and make a payment. Just about everybody has cell phones, so it's one of the easiest things to do. If you can't do it any other way, you just call and pay. If you don't have a credit card or debit card, you can link your PayPal account. You can link your checking account. You can go to the CVS, Walgreens, or the convenience store and get a prepaid MasterCard or Visa card. Attach those to this. We also accept Google Pay and Apple Pay. So any way you can virtually pay us, we're going to take it. This package comes with an enforcement program. This is secondary to what your current enforcement would already be. We can integrate with your current enforcement software, but we also give you this as a backup in case that software ever goes down. It is a simple web page that whoever has access to it can go on and search by zone number, search by license plate to ensure that every car that's in the the zones is credentialed to be there. If not, then the enforcement team can give citation because it's not a paid transaction, whether they didn't pay or it expired. Customer support 24/7, 365. That goes for the consumer and the municipality. We're level 1 PCI compliant, multi-channel call centers, and we have some stats on our calls there. Like I said, we have 55 million plus users in the United States. We take a lot of calls. But we get through them with a high degree of certainty and a high degree of customer satisfaction. And then our footprint. So we talked about the adhesiveness between municipalities. So on the left are the suppliers, the municipalities, the universities. On the right are the users. The red is where it gets a little denser. So we are all across the country. Locally, we're in 39 Pennsylvania municipalities. Those are just a couple of the ones that may be a little closer to you. I think those are all within, I think, about 15 to 20 minutes of you. Like I said, Radnor, they've just gone to contract. They will be live with us April 1st. And just to drill it down a little bit more. So Clifton Heights already has 7,581 registered users on our platform. Okay. That contributed 70,000 transactions in 2023 to ParkMobile. Lansdowne, they have the asterisk next to them because on this list, they are the only ones on this list that are ParkMobile customers already. See how close you are to registered users. They've almost doubled your transactions. And then Drexel Hill, right down the street from you as well, 13,000 users with 126,000 transactions. So even though we're not in your municipality yet, you already have registered users to Clifton Heights zip code using our platform, which tells me your transition should be very simple. ParkMobile 360 is your back office portal where you can run all your trends, your financial reports, anything that you need to do as far as parking data. Whoever is your manager of your parking program, finance, whoever needs to have access to this can have access to it to really drill down and look at your reports, look at your data, and look at the information so you can make educated decisions about your parking program. With that 360, like I said, you get all your operational financial reports, all your parking data. You can self-service. So if you need to turn on, turn off zones, if you need to change rates, if you need to do anything that has to do with your parking operation, short of adding new locations, you can do right through here. If you had any technology that we needed to integrate with, we could do it right through here as well. And then some adoption rates. So closest one here, I know Pittsburgh's in state, but I think Hoboken's probably a little closer to you. 78% adoption rate amongst Hoboken residents, 21% increase in average revenue per parking session. That's not overall, that's per session. So every parking transaction has made them more money. And then our marketing team. So once you decide, yep, this is what we're going to do, we have a full-on marketing team that works with you on creating all your signage, your local media, any advertising, any adoption emails that need to go out. We do all your geo-fencing, geo-targeting. We do your event notifications. We do Facebook ads for you. Retention. So if somebody parks with you, we're going to send them a survey. We're going to share that information with you. We're going to make sure that people, their feedback gets heard by you, by us, or by both. And then advocacy. We're going to advocate on social media. But again, you'll have a whole experience with our marketing team and how to plow right through all this and get it to where Clifton Heights needs it to be. Okay. Why ParkMobile? Largest customer base in the U.S. Our functionality, we're the only app to do both reservations and on demand. Our experience, obviously, we're in some of the biggest cities in the country. Our integrations are boundless. We integrate with just about everybody in the ecosystem. And our commitment, so dedicated support. Not only do you get dedicated customer service, but you also get a dedicated account manager, somebody that you can call and rely on that knows your program inside and out. So you don't have to sit in a queue, talk to somebody you never talked to before. It'd either be myself or your dedicated account manager who you would deal with. And here's what's included. So no cost, right? So signage and decals, marketing, implementation and setup, the ParkMobile 360, the enforce, the compliance, meaning the PCI and the ISO 9001, all the ISO certifications, your account management, the customer service, and all your integrations. When I say it's included at no cost, that means there is no cost. So there is no licensing fee. There's no software renewal fees. There's no year 2, year 3, year 4 fees. We are, and I'll get to down the road here, but we are basically consumer driven. So there is a 40-cent convenience fee that the consumer pays on top of their parking fee. So we charge the consumer that, but only thing that the borough would see is we don't pay the credit card processing fees, so that would come from the borough, but it's not anything out of pocket. It comes from the parking fees. So there is nothing that comes out of the borough as far as a check written upfront cost. There's none of that. It's just the credit card fees from the borough, and then the end user pays the convenience fee. Those are the only costs included. So here it is. This says 45. It's actually 40 cents. The merchant of record are the convenience fees. I'm sorry, the credit card transaction fees. We do. There's only one company in the United States that does more transactions under $10 than us, and that's Amazon. So we've worked a 3% plus 20-cent transaction fee with all the major credit card providers. We don't make anything on that. We get charged that for the transactions, and we just pay it through the revenues, and then we send you your revenue, and that is it. Let's see, and that's it as far as the presentation. I know I went through it quick. I expect there to be questions, and I look forward to them. So please fire them off at me. No questions?
It's already built in. So there's no money. We don't transact any money. It's all done on their end. So that
Correct.
fee of 3% plus the 20 cents, all that's all taken care of. When you do it now, we go to Philly, wherever it's already part of that 75 cents a half hour or $1.50, whatever we determine those parking lots are. Where it could get is when we get into can you talk a little bit about how you would handle a parking lot, the actual lot, and how they could reserve the things we talked about Walnut Street and Glenwood Avenue, just a little bit, Mike?
Yeah, so if you wanted to reserve parking, you would basically go ahead either on your app or online. You would put in where you're looking to go, whatever the address of the lot is, or the lot name, or the zone number if you know it, and you could prepay. And it works the same way. So basically it's all based on the amount that you pay for that parking transaction. So if it's $10, then it's, you pay, the consumer pays the convenience fee, and then the transaction fee, the credit card cost comes out of that $10. So you're not, everything you get would be clean revenue. So everything that we send you is minus all of the fees that would need to come out of it. And now, Tom, I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly, because I caught half of it. Because I didn't hear the first half.
Yeah, Walnut Street, for example, my understanding pre me being here, they used to rent out spots at night. And they would leave it available during the day. So during the day, it would be a meter rate. After 6 o'clock, it would be, I live on Walnut Street. I want to park my car or truck there overnight, whatever council decides. And it's X amount of dollars, and you got to be out by 8 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock, whatever you set up. It relieves some of the on-street parking in some of these areas.
Yep, you can do that. And that actually, that information, so when you build a reservation like that, so if you reserve your parking, you technically wouldn't even have to do it through reservations. You could do it as on demand as well. But it still would transfer all through into your enforcement portal. So your enforcement agents could go out there and say, this red F-150 license plate 12345 belongs here at 3 a.m. So you have the ability to enforce that right through this program. So yeah, you could do it either way you want to, either on demand or through reservations.
Okay.
Yep.
And then on the enforcement side, it's a secondary program. The police would have what they call LVRs.
Yep.
So once they scan that or enter that license plate, it comes right into their system and tells us who the vehicle is and whether it belongs there or not.
Yep. So once you make a payment through our app, our information pushes through to your to your enforcement software. So your officers would already have that information that it's a paid transaction or not. What we offer is secondary, like Tom said, in case there's ever an outage. It's redundancy. You have a redundant program for backup.
That's all I have. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Anybody?
I've used it before. It's great. It's easy. Really.
Michael, thank you.
No worries. Just the last thing I will tell you is we are quick to move. If you decide this is the route you want to go, we're about 35 days from start to finish to get this thing up and running. So any questions, any of you, please reach out to me. Other than that, Tom, we'll be in touch down the road.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.